At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Central Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 501-244-3667, or visit our website at directserviceoverhead.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Arkansas baseball playing tonight, so, of course, there'll be a post-game for that. But in the meantime, we're going to get caught up on some recruiting stuff. There's some exciting news out there, so let's do this. 3, 2, 1, yo. What's going on, Razorback fans? SEC fans, everyone is welcome here. Maybe you're a casual sports fan, but you're just a little curious. Well, you are more than welcome to be a part of this awesome community, which is the Razorback Nation, Hog Nation, and, of course, Tuss Talk with Ty. So do me a favor if you guys haven't already. Like the video, share the content, and subscribe. Yeah, hit the subscribe button. We're closing in on 900,000 total views. Really excited about that. Would not be here without these fine people right here, as you saw at the very beginning. Patreon supporters, if you're curious, you want to join, you want to become a member of Tuss Talk, and I will slip up and say Pig Trail. I'm going to do it, but just bear with me. If you want to become a member of Tuss Talk Patreon, which I haven't changed that actual Patreon page yet to all the Tuss Talk stuff. That's the next thing on my list this week to hopefully get done. So when you go there, it will absolutely say Pig Trail Network, but just know it's still your boy. It's Ty. It's Ty Hudson. It's his thing. So if you want to become a member, you can check out that link down below. And of course, sorry, hang on a second. What was that? Getting chat's not working. Uh-oh. What's going on there? Anyways, check out the link if you want to become a Patreon member. A shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company. I'm not here without those guys. Wonderful sponsor. They offer same-day services, emergency service 24/7, 365 days a year. Free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, 100 to 5-star reviews, better than best results. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's 501-244-3667. That's Direct Service Overhead, the show's sponsor. I'm knocking it out today, man. I'm killing it. I'm just gonna say it. I know people are not a big fan. There's some folks out there that aren't a fan of these random uploads or live streams. I do apologize for that. That's just based on a couple of things, the availability of content, what's really out there worth talking about, and that's really hard to work around a schedule when you do this. It's another reason why I mean, you'd have to pay me a pretty penny to work radio. I would fill in for radio. I would help fill in, but I could not do it 5 days a week. There's no way in hell. I can do these lives, but that's part of why they're not timed right now. Now, when football season kicks back up, in fact, probably before football season, we're going to get back into that 11 a.m. routine. So, yeah, we'll get back into it. And it may not be 11. It may be like noon. I've actually heard quite a few of you say that 12 actually works better for a lot of people. And again, listen, and that's for the folks that just want to chat, right, that want to come in and interact here. All right. Notifications, I hope they went out. It doesn't look like they really did, but I looking at my analytics on my side of the screen, wonderful. But if you would, please share the content, okay? I really do appreciate it. Sat down with Otis Kirk earlier. He and I, and he's not my only. By the way, don't think, those of you who are in the PTN, well, there it is. See, I just did it. There's the slip up. The Tuss Talk with Ty Patreon members page, the information that I give you guys, don't think that that's from one source. That's the good thing. I've got about 3 individuals that I rely on very much so with their information. So Arkansas recruiting is about to really turn it up. And I'll just say this. The month of June is not over. It's not over. I told you guys this. I think we talked about it last night on the post game after the Ole Miss. I guess we can call that a game after that Ole Miss loss. The month of June isn't over. Arkansas does offer a 5-star running back. We're going to get into that here in just a moment. Woo Pig, let's get it. What's up, Ricky Murray? I hope you're doing well, man. Hiya, folks. Sorry, haven't been around. Had surgery a week ago. Oh, well, I hope you're doing okay, Drooby Dooby 2 show. Austin Foster says, yo, Scott Swindle. Yo, now it's working. I couldn't chat a bit. Woo Pig. Yeah, I don't know. I was in a live stream not long ago where, and I'm subscribed to this channel, and I didn't get a notification. I haven't gotten a notification from this channel in a while. And then the chat was acting wonky. And then, like, you would click into the live chat and it wouldn't. It either you came in behind or it wouldn't let you come in at all. So, again, I do apologize if you guys are experiencing any technical difficulties. Or I guess I apologize for YouTube having technical difficulties that you guys have to deal with. And, again, for those of you watching after the fact, I do appreciate you being here. Sup, y'all? What's up, James Allen? How you doing? So let's start off first with Arkansas. We know they gained a couple of commits. Listen, Arkansas's this class is in pretty good shape. You're up to 14 public commits right now. Luke Haas at tight end, Shamar Easter at tight end, and Jaden Ham at tight end, Luke Brown, Malachi Singleton. What do those guys all have in common? They're all 4 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4 stars. Dallas Young, a guy who's been rumored that could be someone you see get a boost. That's coming from a pretty reliable source. He could get a boost in his ratings. He's a 6'1.5", 185-pound corner for this 2023 class. He's right now, according to 247, ranked 406th in the country. He's top 40, top 45, and is ranked as the overall corner. And then he's top 23, he's a top 25 player in the state of Alabama. That's saying a lot because Alabama, we know that they put out a lot of high-end talent, especially on the defensive line. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. And then Quincy Rhodes is another guy I'm told we got to keep an eye on. 6'5", about 250. And that's based on his weigh-in as a junior. So, plays at North Little Rock. He's a number 2 player in the state of Arkansas, and I have such a hard time seeing him staying at that as a 3-star on 247 composite. Now, 247 does have him as a 4-star, by the way. So in his offer list, it doesn't blow you away. Memphis, Kansas State, Jackson State, Showtime, Arkansas State. Those are his offers. But I think, and again, this is kind of the information that I've been given on him, is that schools just aren't going to offer him because he is a solid commit. So they're probably just not going to waste their time. And you got to keep in mind, defensive end is a spot where you got to be careful you got to be careful with any position, how you offer and how you distribute your committable offers. But this is a kid, from what I understand, there's no plans at the moment of him not being a Razorback, not signing. He committed to Arkansas back in February, just a day after Valentine's Day, actually. But he's considered a big-time edge rush guy. He's top 40 consensus pass rush. I really hope, and I talked to Otis Kirk this morning, I really want to go to some high school games, and I mean, you don't have to be a member of media to go to some high school games, but I want to travel with Otis and take video with Otis and I. I think that would be fun, and that would be cool for people on Hogville Net to kind of get a look at behind the scenes. You know, maybe I'll just follow Otis Kirk around and I'll just film him talking to prospects. But Quincy Rhodes is someone that anyone that I've talked to who have had the opportunity to watch him play in person or talk to his coaches, whatever, he's a special kind of talent. One individual tells me he probably is about 6'6", 250-ish, right at 250, although 247 has him listed at 6'5". You have to take, anytime you hear that stuff, you got to take it with a grain, right? Take it with a grain of salt. But no, Arkansas, honestly, this class is in really good shape. So you've got, again, two players that could see a bump in their rankings between Dallas Young and Quincy Rhodes. If I remember right, Caleb James was a 4-star at one point in time, kid out of Mansfield. Maybe I'm wrong. He was a consensus 4-star, but right now both 247 and the composite has him listed as a 3-star. But I'm pretty sure he was once upon a time ago a 4-star. Again, maybe I'm wrong. So they add in the month of June, and there's still some other players, right? Like, we don't want to overlook Everett Rosal, the linebacker out of Georgia, 6'2", 215. Don't want to overlook him. Joey Sua in Bentonville. I definitely would like to watch him play as well. Arkansas added on when was this? Yesterday, actually. I think it's Giffrard or Giffrard. Whatever. 6'6", 350. Now, I've been asked this, and the belief is Ian is going to end up playing on the defensive line. He's listed as a 3-star offensive tackle, again at 6'6", 350 pounds. Clearly, he's an interior defensive lineman. He can play offensive tackle. I do believe some of his offers are to play offensive tackle. I don't know how many have offered him to actually play defensive line. That's information that's insanely hard to get a hold of. But I always strike out on getting that kind of info because it's so hard. Because some teams, it's hard to talk to other people's media and get a straight up answer without them, or they just don't respond. That's usually the case. But Ian, I believe Arkansas, and I think this is pretty sound, that they have offered him to play on the defensive line. Again, he's 6'6", 350. He's, according to 247, again in the 2023 class, he has a couple of, he has Arkansas and Auburn. Now, Cody Kennedy is listed as his official recruiter. Now, I have not followed up on whether or not that's accurate if he's going to play on the defensive line. Clearly, Cody Kennedy, who coached the offensive line, would not be his recruiter. So there is still, maybe there's a possibility they thought of him at one point in time of being an offensive lineman out of Whitefield Academy, because he does play both ways there. But yeah, he committed yesterday. He had the visit on June 17th, and then not too much longer later, he commits to Arkansas. He's considered, He's considered a top 100 tackle on 247 composite, right? 97th in the country. Over 247 likes him even better as an offensive tackle, 68th in the country. So, hey everybody, sup, Ty? What's going on, Mike? Hope you're doing well. Was sitting in a hotel room in Northeast Kentucky when I witnessed the Omaha Hogs implosion last night. Oh man, yeah, it was brutal. We gotta hope they gotta respond. They cannot hang their heads tonight, right? They can't hang their heads. Yeah, allergies. Podcast at work. Let's go. Dude sounds like a giant. Yeah. Get you a GoPro. Oh, for you're talking about with the Otis Kirk thing that I should do? Get a GoPro. You think this class manages to stay top 15? No. I'm going to be real with you. I think they're going to struggle again, and I said this the last 2 years I've been doing this, and I've been right both times, and I think I'm going to go 3 for 3. I don't know that this class stays even top 25. I'm not sold yet. Now, they are going to flip some big-time prospects, right? They're not done in the 4-star category. I'll just say that. They're not done. I can't – I'll just say that. I can't go much further than that. But Arkansas will add. They're not done in the 4-star category, but they're still – they could finish in the top 25, but when the dust settles, when it's several weeks after final signing period in February – and everyone's where they're supposed to be. Yeah, I have a really hard time seeing Arkansas stick around in that top 20. Maybe they'll get in the top 25. They have lost out on some prospects, and they are kind of maneuvering around their offers a little bit. So we'll just have to wait and see if they can maybe do something. If they can surprise some folks here pretty soon, that would be great. Uh-oh. Looks like YouTube's having some issues. So, I apologize if you guys – let me know if you guys can still hear and see me. I'm looking at the playback screen here, and it's getting kind of ugly. And that's not just my face because it's ugly. It's just ugly. Well, I hope you guys can if you can still hear me and see me, let me know in the chat. Braxton, ? So you're talking about Jalen Braxton. Again, if you guys are in Patreon, if you're Patreon supporters and you're in our Discord, you have access to that particular you have access to that server. And I think I mentioned Braxton. And I will say I'm leaning pretty heavy on him right now. I'm leaning pretty heavy on him flipping. I'll just say that. I'm not saying that he is, but I do like their chances there. I see you fine, my guy, Fat Lincoln. See, I gave you a reason to say that, and you take full advantage. I think you've said that. You've called me Fat Lincoln. This is at least twice. I'm going to have to revoke your privileges, sir. Can hear and see. Okay, good. All right. I can tell the quality. I don't know what's going on. The playback quality on my analytical screen is not good. So, Arkansas in good shape. Then you had Christian Ford, who recently committed to Arkansas. Now, Christian will not be unranked for forever. 2023 prospect, 6 foot, 185 pounds, good-sized kid. Arkansas really likes him. He does have several other committable offers. He's got something like 19 offers. I couldn't tell you why he's unranked. Out of McKinney, Texas, right? McKinney, Texas. And you've got these kind of offers. And I'm pretty sure several of these are definitely committable, actually, when I looked at it. But he came off his official visit, and he has committed to Arkansas. He is unranked. Fully suspect he's going to get that. He's going to get those 3 stars here relatively soon. I don't know much beyond that. I don't know what, when you talk to people, they're always going to tell you, oh, he's great. Outside of that, I mean, we'll see. But he is unranked. I'm assuming. I've not watched any. He does have a highlight reel I think you can watch on 247. But again, he's 6 foot, 185 pound safety. And can play multiple positions too, by the way. So, yeah, Air Force, Arizona State, Colorado. Those are teams that have all offered him. So the moving along here. Yeah. So I'll say this. I gave you that little tidbit on Jalen Braxton. There's another player that is also very much. I'll just say that I feel like Arkansas gets at least 2 more commits. Now, for those of you who are on our Patreon, if you're a Patreon member and you're in our Discord, you have access to that members page. I talked about those 2 and where I'm at on their commitments on these 2 individuals. So I'll just leave it at that. But Arkansas, very much in good shape here. Again, they're not done in the 4-star category. And we'll have to, we'll just see where they're at. We'll take a look by the time the season rolls around. I do think they are whiffing on some prospects. They are. Again, it's, I was led to believe the NIL stuff was going to have a dramatic impact on influencing these kids. Now, the way I've understood that is obviously you can't entice prospects with NIL deals. You can't do that. It's against the rules. I don't believe that's going on. What I mean is these high school kids are seeing the benefits of the kids that are on campus right now getting their NIL deals. That's the way I've always understood it. And so far, I mean, maybe it's worked on a couple of prospects. It's not having that light switch on moment like some people were telling us that it would have. I do think it's going to benefit recruiting. I don't know. It is really early in the process with the NIL stuff. When it comes to football, again, I'm talking about football. I'm not talking about just basketball or baseball or whatever. I'm talking about football, the sport that the majority of this state, why 90% of you are committed to this channel, why the thing I talk about the most and cover the most and have chatted with so many of you over and talked with you guys in Discord about. I don't know that it's having that positive impact yet. Now, again, the transfer portal, you can't talk NIL deals until they sign with your school, I believe is what the rule says. Now, how the hell the NCAA enforces a rule like that, if that's true, I have no idea. The government cannot tell you, mom and pop or Wright's Barbecue, that you can't offer some big-time prospect that's in the portal an NIL deal. You don't know. Maybe they're Florida State fans, but they just happen to operate out of Arkansas. How do you enforce that? And the same thing could be said of high school athletes, right? So that's why the NCAA has pushed this on the states. And maybe it's just the obvious recourse because you open yourself up for litigation if you're going to tell a kid, sorry, you can't make money. Or you tell a business, sorry, you can't do that. You can't offer this 21 or 20-year-old kid that plays at Florida State. You can't offer him money. I don't want to open up a can of worms. But that's the way I've always understood that the way the NIL works is that you can't recruit kids, you can't entice them, and the same goes for kids in the transfer portal. So, but I just don't know that I'm seeing it having this massive impact yet. And again, I know the JB Hunt stuff is fairly new. You got to give it time. They're still dealing out offers and all that. You got to wait to see what comes to the surface, but how much of what these kids get paid is public? Do we know any numbers at all? I think we've heard the rumors of Devo Davis's NIL stuff. We know Knox had an NIL deal with, who was it, Petsco or PetSmart, somebody? I think he was like the first. Burks has NIL deals, but do we know the amount? Now, On3, which I'm starting to dig that site because they'll give you. And listen, I'm a novice when it comes to the way they break this stuff down and the way how they come to the estimates on what these kids make on their NIL deals. But they'll give you a value, and I think I saw where they gave KJ Jefferson a ridiculous value. I want to say it was it six? I think it was like close to $1 million in his value. and what his value is in that marketplace. I don't know how you determine that. I don't know how the hell you determine that. And are you putting out false information that's going to, in the long run, end up screwing these kids? Because no one's going to offer, hey KJ, you want to come say hi on my live show? Yeah, sure. Pay me $1 million. Like, how does this work? Yeah. So, and we know the NIL stuff, what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, come on. We know it's happening somewhere. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but we know it's happening somewhere for sure. Yeah, hit the like button if you guys haven't already. I would appreciate it. Hit the like, share the content. Are there any more in-state prospects for this class that you could see getting an offer? Well, I'll say this. Arkansas is not really overly blessed in the 2023 class right now. They're just not. So far, and I don't know what the entire list is. I know there's that kid out of not Little Rock. Where the hell is he at? Turner. Like 6'2", 212, 215. He's committed. He's committed to a Pac-12 school. Oh my gosh, Colorado, I think. You've got that Kendall kid down somewhere in Central Arkansas. Man, I'm sorry. I'm whiffing on where they're at. I wish I had that Otis Kirk brain. You just mentioned part of a name, and he's like, oh, blah, 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 and they're from blah, 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 and they're a part of blah, 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 class and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, that also goes to show the guy's been doing it for a while. Mad respect to Otis Kirk. But yeah, so you got a couple other kids in this class, and I think Kendall's committed to. Speaking of Jackson State, I'm pretty sure he's committed there. So there are a couple of kids. I'm curious. And again, I don't have that list in front of me. I don't have the names in front of me, but I'm curious where they end up going there if they do actually give those guys formal offers, because Turner's a linebacker, and from what I understand, a pretty decent one. And they're going to take more linebackers in this class. I'm curious. So I think what I was also told, they're going to take 4 offensive linemen in this class. It was either 3. They're going to take 3, and then if there's a 4th one that's appealing, they'll take it, or it's 4, and if there's a 5th one that's appealing, they'll take it. I forget the numbers there, but they're taking quite a few offensive linemen, which is fascinating because when you look at the current offer list, or when you look at the current list of prospects that are committed to Arkansas in this class, how many defensive linemen, do you have? And should that be a priority, all things considered? I think they have right now 2, technically, 3 if you count. Well, I'm thinking interior defensive linemen. My bad. I'm thinking defensive tackles. They actually have, let's count them here. Hang on. Quincy Rhodes, Caleb James, Carson Dean, who's 6'4", 235. So that's 3. And then Ian Jaffrard. So that's 4. But how many 300-pounders are they taking in this class, and should that be a priority? I think it probably should be. You know me, I've been screaming about defensive linemen and linebackers for the last 3 years. He's from Star City. Yeah. CJ Turner. Star City. That's it. Star City. I was looking up KJ this morning, and it said the still haven't estimated. What? Are you talking about on 3? Because I saw a while back where he was estimated at quite a bit. Yeah, I think KJ's estimated was about 800,000 at one point. Yeah, it's high, and it's possible that they changed it. I don't know how that works. I'll be honest, I don't look at on 3 a lot. I need to more often though, because I think that's interesting. I just wonder how accurate they are on those estimates, and can they end up screwing over athletes? It's your own fault. I would never have thought of it till you said it on a podcast or Discord. I don't follow the composite rankings. If two recruiting sites like your class and one don't, you fall in rankings. I think composite is the most important because, it just depends on how you look at it, right? If you look at rivals, okay, and you don't like the way they evaluate and you look at their body of work and it's not accurate, which I really don't know if I'm being honest, and how the hell do you even measure that to begin with? Like if they're right or not. Sometimes kids just go to a school and they don't work out. That doesn't mean they weren't at the time when they were evaluated that they were evaluated incorrectly. It just means that, sometimes they go to, there have been several examples here. Kids that come here that were highly rated, 4 stars, even a 5-star. Winston, we're looking at you, and he barely saw the field, right? And does that mean he was a bad high school player that wasn't deserving of that 5th star? I don't know, maybe. But I look at composite for me as someone who does this. Like I'm going to take the composite pretty serious because that's everybody, right? That's where everyone kind of has you. And then the question is, are some of the other recruiting services, do they pander a little bit to some of the bigger schools or to the schools that have the bigger audience? Are they pandering a little bit? I think that's always something that's on my mind. But I think 247 is I don't know. I like their layout, and I feel like they're most of the time pretty accurate. I thought we were going to get the Burns kid from El Dorado, but he committed to Arkansas State recently. Yo, Ty, what's up? What's up, man? Hog President, how you doing? Matt says 800,000. So you're talking about the KJ NIL stuff. That's insane. And how the hell does that work? If I call up the U of A right now, I'm like, hey, listen, I've got an LLC. I am a small business because technically I am. Pig Trail Media, LLC. And I want to bring on KJ. Then they're probably going to, forward me to their NIL hotline or whatever. And then I say, hey, I want to bring KJ on. Are they going to tell me, yeah, okay, $800,000? Like, how does that work? And I know that's just an estimate, right? Like, they don't know the exact amount. I get that. But does that mean he's going to ask for a high amount because On3 says so? Or how does that work? Do they just determine their own value? Boy, I tell you, it's just we're living in interesting times. And I'm all for it. You guys know, anyone who's followed me long enough, I've been saying pay the damn players for years. And some of you disagree. And some of you said this is opening up Pandora's box, and I agreed with you. But I still think that players should be paid. They ought to be compensated for what they do. Come on, man. We live in a market economy, and that's the way that it should work. And I'm all about being in a market economy. I'd much rather a market economy than what they do. Well, anyways. What up, Ty? I see that we were talking about NIL, but do you know if the rumor is true about how an opposing SEC school offered KJ a bigger NIL deal and I have no idea. I have no idea, man. That's the first I've heard of that. New thought, how does NIL get used in NCAA game for I'm telling you. Yeah, so they came out and said a little while back, I think they commented about the NIL stuff a little bit. I think someone shared that in our Discord. Yeah, it's to say that it's a mess is, I think it's just going to take some time. And I think the NCAA, they were horrible at how they just opened up Pandora's box without any parameters. There's nothing in place for any kind of. They just pushed it on to the states. And again, maybe they did that because they saw possible litigation. They didn't want to have to deal with that. The NCAA, I think the real question is how long does it stick around? That's the real question. There's the Discord link if you guys want to join, if you want to come be a part of it. If you're a Patreon member, you really should be in there, and you really should connect your Discord to your Patreon account. Real easy to do. Real easy to do. You have access to your own, to the Patreon page, Patreon member page. I dropped some good stuff in there today. Let's talk about this 5-star Cameron Davis really quick before we forget. Cameron Davis, 5'10", 190-pound, 5-star prospect. Now, 247 has him as a 4. Yes. But everyone seems to believe this dude is the real deal. He's ranked as the top 10 player in the state of Florida. Composite rankings has him as number 25 player in the country. 247 has him right. I mean, close to 5-star status. He probably, my guess is, unless he drops, he will be a 5-star on 247 as well. But he's the number 43 player in the country. Again, that's just according to 247. The composite ranking, he's a .98 5-star. 25th player in the country. And I believe he plays multiple positions, but is a pretty solid back. I did not watch. I literally was trying to figure out the name of this show, and then I saw that they had offered. Credit goes to Danny West, who tweeted that Arkansas had offered him. So I didn't have time to go back and watch any video. I had no idea that they were offering him. But again, he's a 2024 prospect. Remember, they're only taking one running back in 23. That is coming from Otis Kirk. Colton, hi. How's it going, man? Welcome. I was wondering if we're going to have anyone to fill Grant Morgan's shoes. I think they're going to be fine. I do. I think they're going to be fine. I'm telling you, I think Drew Sanders is, again, he's got to be healthy. He's got to be healthy and available, right? I think he's going to put up Donkey Kong numbers. I really do. Are you going to the SEC Media Days next month? I doubt Hogville sends me. They're probably going to send, my guess is maybe Dudley Dawson or Otis Kirk. I don't know. Or they may not send anybody because everything now, it's like, you don't really, I mean, you get everything now in your own, like on your damn phone. I mean, you can see the interviews. You can see everything take place. They do. I think they're still doing the Zoom call thing too. So like I don't think it's as necessary to be there. I don't know. I don't know if they're sending anybody or not. That'd be a good question for me to ask, I guess. But no. And even if they did want to send me, I don't know why they would want to send me, but I'm not sure I'd be available to go. It's going to be fascinating. Jimbo Fisher, Nick Saban. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. I mean, we should probably be north of 13. That'd be my guess, but we're sitting at 13 likes. So if you haven't already, hit the like button. Again, share the content, subscribe, and check out the PTN. God dang it, that's twice. Check out the Tuz Talk with Ty Patreon. Right? I swear I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that damn name on that site. I did get a chance. I don't know if Patrick's in here. I did get a chance to ask Otis your question on running back, so I did answer that for you, Patrick. But, yeah, they're only taking the one. That video hopefully will be up on Hogville Net YouTube. If not tonight, tomorrow, assuming I get some time. I've been swamped. We did the interview. It's about 30 minutes long. Came across some technical issues, but I was able to kind of edit around them. But, again, it's a really good – Otis had plenty to say. We talked about what we saw at the camp on Saturday. So I know some of you have asked me about that, when that's going to be out. It will be out. I'm hoping either tonight or tomorrow that will be available to you. He talks about Bear McWhorter, that ninth grader that's like 6'3". Cody Taylor out of Greenwood. These kids are going into ninth grade and they're monsters. He's got those articles out. They offered Jaquan McRoy at the camp. He's huge. This kid was huge. I think he's going into the 11th grade, and he's 6'8", 345 pounds. Jaquan McRoy. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his first name right, and I guessed on how to spell it, and it's completely wrong. So just try to look up Jaquan McRoy. I'm pretty sure he has a 247 account somewhere. Arkansas also offered Quentin Murphy, 6 foot, 180-pound quarterback. I think he's 24, I believe, out of Little Rock, out of Joe T. Is that right? Is it Joe T? Otis? I've got him on speed dial. Tell me, was it Joe T. Robinson, Otis? I think it was. This kid at what, 15? He ran a 4.52 40. And he's 6 foot, 180 pounds. I mean, that's pretty damn quick. Again, that's Quentin Murphy. Now, I think, let me see if I can pull up really quick. I think they have him listed wrong on 247. Now, I talked with a couple of people, of course. I'm probably spelling that name wrong. Yeah, they have him listed at 6'3" out of Joe T. Robinson. I've been told that's inaccurate. He's 6 foot, 180 pounds. He's already racking up offers. I tell you, we're going to be talking a lot of 2024, 2025 before you know it. This class, I mean, it's going to be top heavy as always, as it is in the state of Arkansas, but you've got some straight up ballers coming on up. And Joe T. Robinson is obviously a school that Arkansas has had some success with as far as recruiting, but he's a part of the 2025 class. I don't believe that 6'3", 180 pound prospect information is correct. Now, listen, it's possible that these two individuals that told me that his size is 6 foot, that's wrong, but I'm going to tell you, one of those was a coach on the staff at Arkansas. We got to talk with 2 or 3, actually. Talked with Coach Kennedy quite a bit, Coach Smith. You name it, we kind of got to talk to some of those guys and the assistants. What I understand, they actually think he's 6 foot, 180 pounds. So I don't know where 247's getting the 6'3" part at. But then again, I don't know. Maybe he really is 6'3", and those guys are blind. I don't know. I didn't get a look at him. I didn't see him there, but he was there. And it's Quentin Murphy, Murphy. So he's already got a 247 account. He's a part of that 2025 class. Again, he dropped to 4.52. Now, that is hand-timed. But what you got to understand is certain players, they'll have 3, sometimes 4 people doing the actual timing, right? Now, a lot of camps, what they used to do is they just had 1 guy or maybe 2. We counted at one point there were 4 people doing the timing, and I think one of them actually had a 4. They all were in the 4.5 range. I don't know what he would do with a laser 40. He might be in the 4.6 range, but that's still pretty damn fast for a 15-year-old, right? That kid that everyone's freaking out about, the 2024 running back who's already considered possibly a 5-star prospect, his 40 time is like a 4.55 40. So that just kind of gives you an idea. These kids still got to grow. He's quick. Quentin Murphy is fast, okay? Don't know if he's going to be listed as an athlete or as a pure quarterback. I think at the moment he's a pure quarterback. Now, when he's that age, sometimes they will try to move him around a little bit. But what's up, Ty? I love the show. Love the show, man. Oh, I appreciate that. I'm not reading your name. I know what you're trying to do. I mean, it's hilarious, but I'm not doing it. Sounds like high school programs trying to make kids bigger for intimidation factor. Sometimes what happens is they go to these camps and they just don't measure accurately. And that's always kind of been an issue. They'll go to these camps and they'll measure them an inch or 2 taller, or they'll go to college and the college will measure them at an inch or 2 taller. It happens all the time. Then they go to the combine. Here's what's funny. Traylon Burks goes to the combine. He's listed at 6'2". I forgot his weight, but he's listed at 6'2". If you go to the Tennessee Titans website after they drafted him, they had him at 6'3", like 245, 250, something ridiculous. I don't know if he's 6'3". I've never stood side by side with him, but most people I've talked with say, yeah, he's legit 6'3". So you never know, man. Who's right, who's wrong? I go by how I measure my height is just based on whatever gas station I exit out of. You know, they have the measurement thing there for when they get robbed. That's what that's for, I've been told. So they have an idea of how tall the person is that robbed them. So I'll go out and I'll stand up to it, right? Every gas station, I'm either 6'3". At one, I was 6'4". I'm not 6'4". Most of them, I'm about 6'3". So maybe we ought to have KJ stand up side by side with me at one of these gas stations. We'll just use those. Because most of the ones in Fayetteville are pretty accurate. I'll just say that. You just don't know. You don't know how tall they really are. I thought it was funny. Otis Kirk was interviewing some kids, and, you know, they interview him barefoot. Ask Otis his thoughts on that. He thinks they ought to measure him with shoes on. He says, you know why? Because you play on the damn field. You're not barefoot out there. Does he have an argument? Maybe. But then again, cleats are also taller than casual tennis shoes too, though. All right, we will be live tonight for the post game, win or lose. God, I hope it's not the last one. I'm loving that the baseball team took us this far into June. I mean, who would have thought a month ago we'd still be in this thing, and it's carrying us to all the way through off-season football. I think there's a 7-on-7 camp. So I expect you're probably going to see some pictures and highlights this week. I think the 7-on-7 camp, it's either today or tomorrow. I would love to get a chance to go to that. I'm not so sure that's going to happen, as my wife is in Vegas until Sunday, and I've got the kiddos. But I'm hoping I might get a chance to break away and go to one of these camps on behalf of Hogville.net, by the way. Pretty cool. Full press credentials. Thank you very much. Oh, he did it, ladies and gentlemen. The comeback king. Anyways, yeah. So I'm loving that we're still here. I'm loving that we're still talking baseball. I'm loving that we're still kind of doing it, even though when Arkansas loses, the views tank. But that's just part of it, right? But hopefully tonight, man, we're celebrating that we're still in it. And I want to stay in it as long as I can. Obviously, I want to win the whole damn thing, right? All right. I will see you guys tonight. And, yeah, if you haven't already, check out our Discord. Link is available for you in the live chat. Woo pig, and I'll see you guys tonight.
At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Central Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 501-244-3667, or visit our website at directserviceoverhead.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.